Well, what a day it's been. So I've been sick all day, in bed, sleeping on and off throughout much of the day. And then the second half of the day, my wife had to leave and went to work. And so I'm home with our boys. And this has been an interesting sickness because it started out a week ago when we had a guest visit us. And then my 5-year-old got it a day later, and then my wife got it a day later, and then my 4-year-old got it a day later, and then my 13-year-old got it a day later. And so I'm seeing this happen, and I'm like, oh no, I see it creeping up at me little by little. And so I'm practicing my deep breathing, I'm practicing, thinking healthy thoughts, taking care of myself, having some vitamin C, and lo and behold, this morning, I wake up not feeling well. And actually, last night as I was going to bed, I had my 13-year-old sleeping on our couch in our bedroom, sick. I had my 5-year-old who wanted to sleep on the side of me, and then my wife's on the other side, so I'm in the middle. And my mind was doing something really weird. I've never had this type of experience before, but it was like it was jumping. Like it was over here, and then it was over here, then it was over here. And it wasn't like a bridge, like a train of thought that just kind of flowed. It was just like jumping around, and I started to feel claustrophobic and panicked. And I was like, oh man, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to throw up, how am I going to get out of bed? And so just a lot was going on. So my 13-year-old son ended up, in the bathroom. I, helped him, and then I went out and slept on the couch for the night and was able to sleep fairly well out there. But then this morning, it hit me. And so, been really exhausted, really drained, and throwing up is one of my least favorite things, that whole experience. And I liken it a lot to emotional healing, emotional vomiting, because many of us, we've got trauma, we've got things from our past that in order to fully heal, we've got to get it out. We've got to bring it up. We've got to acknowledge it. We've got to validate it. We've got to process it and actually work through it and let it go. And so in this case, I'm experiencing a lot of resistance to throwing up because I just hate the whole experience. The whole experience is unpleasant. And for many of you, you may have that same experience when it comes to mental and emotional healing. Yes, it's nice on the other side. It's nice when you get through the healing part, but the whole process of it coming up and out can be very painful and can be very unpleasant. And so wherever you are in your journey today, I just want to remind you that you are a miracle, that you have a purpose. And when we allow ourselves to go through the healing experience, when we allow ourselves to surrender to the experience of release, to letting go of those things that are no longer serving us, that's when we can heal. And so looking at my body and saying, okay, my body is working on healing itself. I'm experiencing sickness and my body is fighting it, and it's working to heal itself and build up antibodies against it to be strong. And so my body is doing what it's meant to do to help me heal. And in the emotional process, that's why you've got guides, you've got people there that can support you and help you through that process, because it can be unpleasant. And our bodies naturally heal, but our souls, our emotion and mental side of ourselves, it doesn't do it automatically. We have to be willing to do it. We have to choose into the healing process. And so that makes it really easy for us to avoid it because it doesn't do it automatically. Whereas being physically sick, the body automatically throws up, whether you really want it to or not. You can swallow as much as you want, but if you are sick, you are going to release. It is going to happen. Just like if you need to use the bathroom, you need to go pee, right? You can only hold it for so long before it comes out, whether you want it to or not. And yet your mental and emotional well-being, we can avoid. We can avoid a lot. Like I was talking about a client that I worked with earlier this past week, and he said it's been 20 years since he had a blow up like that. 20 years since he had that mental or emotional breakdown. 20 years he's been stuffing it and avoiding. And so sometimes we can stuff and avoid for a long time, but ultimately life gets more difficult because life is about learning and growing. It's about healing. It's about becoming who we were born to be. And that means growth. It means growth. You can't step in the same river twice. Every day is a different day. you're either growing or decaying. You can't just stay the same. And so I'm feeling a little bit better right now, but I've been through this today. I've been thinking about you and what I can share with you today. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put up the camera and talk to you while I'm in bed. And actually I am in bed right now, just sitting up. And I just want to let you know that it doesn't matter who you are, where you are in life, life happens. There are mountains and valleys, and we can get through them. So thank you for being you. You are a miracle. You have a purpose. And I committed to being here for you every day, checking in with a message of hope and to remind you how very special you are. So on this day, I'm extremely grateful for you and that you were able to be with me today. Thank you for being you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.